pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Thanks for watching News 12, on your side.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, First at 5.
After weeks of wondering where the first day of school would be, parents got to drop their kids off at Highland Springs Middle School for the first day of school. That brand new school went right up to the deadline yesterday to announce they were finally ready to open their doors. We have been on your side this entire time, keeping you updated on this school's quite stressful timeline.
Absolutely. And today, our Taylor Martin was at the school to see everyone on their first day at that new school with a new year-round schedule.
Excitement is in the air today at Highland Springs Middle School, not just because it's the first day of school in Aiken County, but because it's the first day the school is open after over a month of uncertainty. Cars lined the parking lot of Highland Springs bright and early this morning as parents prepared to drop their students off at 7:30 a.m. The optimism Aiken County school leaders had for the school's opening carried over into this week, and the excitement was evident on faculty and staff's faces as they welcomed students to campus for the first time. I spoke with Principal Paige Day about the relief of the school being ready for the first day.
There has been a lot of uncertainty, and we've had to change plans and try to formulate what we thought was best for students in our community. And yesterday, when we finally got the certificate of occupancy, there were a lot of woohoos from the parents, and so that was really great to see.
All new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we're talking with parents about how they're feeling and more with Principal Paige Day about her plans for the school. Reporting in Aiken County, Taylor Martin, on your side.
Thanks, Taylor. And it wasn't just Highland Springs students going back to school today. Here's a look at Aiken High School students going back to that grind of the school year.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, it seems so early, but it is for them. For Aiken, it's their first time on the year-round calendar. Over in Edgefield, it is their second year of the schedule, so they're a little bit more used to it.
Yeah, they'll get used to it quickly, but with all of these students heading back into the classroom, Riley, it's definitely going to be a hot walk to the bus stop and then, of course, back home as well.
Absolutely. Luckily, not too many storms really impact that commute home for us, so we are looking mostly dry, and it's definitely a hot day. Most of us are sitting at least into the 90s. 92 right now in Aiken. Look at the dew point, though. It's not quite as humid as what we've seen, so a little bit drier air in place, so the heat index isn't overly unbearable for us. Currently at 94 with that actual temp at 92, so manageable for this time of year. Here's a look at some other heat index values across the region. Most of us are staying below 100. That 106 you're seeing for Aiken actually problem with the sensor right there, but most of us are below the century mark, so better than we could be out there this afternoon. Here's a look at our first alert radar network. Once again, 95% of us are completely dry, but there are just these tiny little downpours that are bubbling up. There's nothing really to hold them together, so as soon as they kind of produce that heavy rainfall, they fizzle out fairly quickly. So there may be a few lucky spots that do see a quick little downpour. Looking at one right there off Highway 24 between Sandersville and Davisboro in Washington County. Most of us, though, just going to enjoy a nice warm evening, partly cloudy skies as we head towards sunset and this evening into tonight, with temperatures most likely down near 70 by daybreak tomorrow morning. We'll have much more on the rest of the week's outlook in just a bit. Let's get a quick update on your First Alert traffic.
And now, First Alert traffic.
All right, looking down I-20 here towards the state line, eastbound traffic moving A-OK. Westbound traffic not too bad either. Not too many people out there crossing the state line just outside of our studios. Exit 190 gateway to Grovetown. Usual flow traffic off the exit here. Lewiston Road has just been fairly active, not too unusual for this time of day, but they still have all the construction, so maybe a little slow moving. Blue skies overhead, mostly dry the next couple of days, but we'll look at those higher rain chances this weekend in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Riley. New at 5. Carly Russell's attorney says he had a, quote, great meeting today with the Hoover Police Department. Russell is the one who claimed she was kidnapped after stopping on the road to help a child in Alabama. In a statement yesterday, she told the world she made it all up. Well, now Russell's attorney says she does expect charges to be filed in connection with her fake disappearance. When asked how Russell is doing, her attorney says she is doing better, but is still, quote, dealing with some things.
We're continuing to follow updates on NBA superstar LeBron James' son, Bronny James. Now, Bronny had a cardiac arrest at practice yesterday. Officials say he is out of the ICU and is stable. The 18-year-old is an incoming freshman basketball player at the University of Southern California. The Los Angeles community rocked by the news, saying that they're happy the situation was not worse.
Everyone's just happy that he got to the hospital, and everyone's thoughts are with him and the James family to make sure he's okay.
A scary situation. Right now, the James family spokesperson is asking for privacy. They also say they are thankful for USC's medical staff and their quick response. No word yet on how or why this happened.
A former UGA linebacker taking a plea deal after nearly 2 years in court. Adam Anderson was sentenced to a year in jail. He was indicted by a grand jury for rape last April, but this plea deal reduces the charge to a misdemeanor sexual battery. Anderson was first arrested back in November of 2021 after he was accused of raping a woman at a house party. Anderson played for the Georgia Bulldogs from 2018 to 2021.
A settlement is reached after a freak accident out of Surfside Beach in South Carolina. Last August, 63-year-old Tammy Perrault died after she was impaled by an umbrella carried by the wind. The settlement amount will remain sealed. It's not unheard of for beach umbrellas to cause serious injuries or even death. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission estimates from 2010 to 2018, there were roughly 2,800 beach umbrella-related injuries.
Just off the heels of a mass shooting in Hampton, Georgia, hundreds of hate-filled flyers are appearing on people's lawns. The flyers promoting white supremacy and hate. They also mentioned the July 15th mass shooting that killed 4 people in Hampton County. It also highlighted the shooter, who was black.
Or that, people feel the need to kind of, use such a tragic incident to kind of capitalize off of your hurt and your feelings. And
I knew right away that this had to do with the tragedy last week. And I knew they were trying to rile people up, and it just scared me. It shook me to the core.
Neighbors say surveillance video was able to capture the plate number of the car. Hampton police and the FBI are now investigating.
A shocking video going viral out of Myrtle Beach showing unsanitary conditions inside a hotel room. A family staying at the Ocean Star Hotel there say that this is what they found when they entered their suite: a leaking ceiling, rotting tub, mold on the mattress and on the floor. Now they're calling out the hotel, saying that they were denied a refund even after showing these unacceptable conditions.
I understand that if it was like, if I had to cancel or something like that, I get it. But for something that's just, you can't live in that.
The family claims they only heard from the hotel after their video showing these conditions went viral on TikTok. They say the owner offered to refund their entire trip if they took that video down, but the family has decided to keep the video up to make sure others do not get taken advantage of.
Good news tonight for beer lovers in South Carolina. You are now able to take home more of your favorite craft beers from local breweries.
Our State House reporter Mary Green explains how much and what other changes a new state law now makes.
This new law, called the South Carolina Craft Beer Economic Development Act, has only been in place since the governor signed it earlier this summer. But some breweries across the state say they're already seeing customers take advantage of the changes it makes.
Given that change, especially in the beverage alcohol industry, comes very slowly in South Carolina, they're huge changes. We haven't had any major changes to our laws affecting craft beer in many years now.
The first part of the new law affects how much beer you can take home from craft breweries in the state. Before, you were limited to the equivalent of 1 case of 12-ounce cans. Now that's expanded to the equivalent of 3 cases of 12-ounce cans or 2 cases of 16-ounce cans. And it also covers the amount that's in a smaller keg. The second change allows breweries with multiple like-owned locations to transfer product more easily from one to the other without needing to first sell it to a wholesaler and then buy it back as they had to before.
That's the piece that's going to really contribute to, I think, growing these breweries that are looking into expanding, looking into having a second location, a third, fourth, whatever that may be, I think we're finally seeing some steps in the right direction for them to be able to have some foundation to be able to do that within South Carolina law.
North Carolina doesn't have any limit on the amount of beer that adults can take home daily from breweries. South Carolina brewers say upping the limit here allows them to better compete, especially in those parts of the state that border North Carolina. Reporting from the State House, I'm Marion Green.
And one limit that still remains in place is that how much a beer adults 21 and older can drink on site at a brewery. State law limits them to 48 ounces a day, the equivalent of 4 12-ounce cans.
Actor Jeremy Renner, well known for his role as Hawkeye in the Marvel franchise, now owns a vodka company in South Carolina. Renner announcing today he is the new owner of Sweetgrass Vodka and is planning a cross-country bottle signing tour. Sweetgrass Vodka is a potato-sourced liquor sourced right here in South Carolina. Last year it was named Best Domestic Vodka by the 50 Best.
Well, imagine losing your home and then the thousands of dollars of donations from the community. What happened to one family, and we'll share their story coming up after the break. Riley?
And temperatures are looked to warm up over the next several days, mid to upper 90s all the way through the weekend. Take a look at those and also those storm chances coming up.
Have you ever had a dream that you thought was too tall of a task to accomplish? All new on News 12 at 6 o'clock will show you how one non-traditional student achieved her dream today of becoming a teacher.
Time and temp.
This is big. The Make This a Summer event is finally here. Interest rates as low as 1.9% on our full line of new vehicles. Make your biggest summer ever big with Milton Rubin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Welcome back. Here's a live look over the Savannah River from our southbound camera. Looking at a picture-perfect setting there on the river today. Winds are very calm, pretty much like glass. Just had a little bass boat pass on by under the bridge, so a nice afternoon to be outside. It is hot. Most likely you're seeing temperatures anywhere from 92 to 95 for your location, but the humidity is down. It's definitely not feeling as humid as what we felt over the last week or so. With a little bit drier air in place, it's keeping our storm chances in check. Just not really seeing too much rain pop up on our first radar network. We have a few showers around Sandersville and near Jefferson County, and then just outside of downtown Aiken on the south side, heading towards New Ellington, there is one tiny little downpour there. But for the most part, a lot of us are going to stay dry for the rest of this evening and tonight. It looks like those storm chances will remain pretty minimal over the next couple of days. So if you have any evening plans, firing up the grill, heading out to get a bite to eat, anything like that, hot temps 90s next hour or so. We'll drop down to the 80s by sunset, and then eventually late tonight, early tomorrow, we should see our low temps most likely near 70 degrees. Could even see a few spots that do get back down to the upper 60s. This morning, Bushfield actually did get down to 68, so we could see similar type start to our Wednesday morning. Later tomorrow afternoon, it is going to remain seasonally hot, most likely between 94 to 96 again out there tomorrow afternoon for those highs. And that is going to be the trend all week long. We're actually going to see our temperatures warm up a little bit as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. High temps will get back up to around 97 and 98, so not too far away from 100. All this is thanks to our jet stream. So the only part of the country really seeing a nice little break in this summer-like heat is up towards the Great Lakes. That's where a little dip in our jet stream is providing them just some slightly cooler air. But for the most part, this big upper-level ridge that's going to be building our way and where our temperatures are going to be increasing heading into this weekend. And this also kind of helps keep our temperature or our rain chances a little bit lower. So even this weekend, have a little bit higher opportunity for rain, but not expecting necessarily washout. But the heat's going to be the big weather story moving forward the next couple of afternoons. 96, 95, 97 the next 3 days. And even though this is normal for this time of year, make sure you are taking the heat seriously, especially with all the sports practices starting back up, people out and about. Just make sure you know those symptoms of heat exhaustion, heat stroke. If you just start getting dizzy, faint, if you're just starting to turn bright red and even stop sweating, that could be a sign of heat stroke, so make sure you are getting help. Here's a look at our heat index moving forward. I mentioned that the humidity is a little bit lower today. By tomorrow, it'll creep up a little bit, so the heat index will get back closer to 100 on Wednesday, potentially up to 100, 103 in a few spots by Thursday, and this will just gradually increase until we do see those hotter highs heading into the weekend. Overall rain chances, though, less than 20% through Friday. It's not until the weekend we have a little bit better opportunity for some of those late day storms, but high temperatures looking to stay hot and above average even in the next week.
All right, thank you, Riley. A North Carolina community is helping a family who lost their home in a tornado.
This after they say someone stole more than $1,000 in donations from them. Destiny Patterson reports.
This is the time it actually stopped. Look, so I know exactly the time to hit.
As if frozen in moments, hints of their lives still stand. It's pretty much all this family has, besides each other.
We have just a couple of seconds just to get in there. The next thing you know, everything was just gone.
In the moments that the storm barreled through,
Bricks started falling. I told the baby, this is it for us. You know what I mean? I never thought I was going to die this way.
Heidi says she didn't think she'd even live to see this destruction.
It's unbelievable that someone could survive this.
But they did. The community came together to help. This side asking for donations got them more than $1,000 in one day. Just as quickly as it came, it went.
We went to sleep at this hotel, and I left the door open, I guess, from my car, and they took the wallet.
She says they were moving things in and out of the hotel room when it happened. The community support only came back stronger.
This is a time that people really need to help each other in times like this.
And they have, raising $3,000 more since their original donations were stolen. In fact, a stranger all the way from Idaho says he saw the remains of the house and felt compelled to help.
Kind of sectioning things off. I was at a church Sunday down in Plymouth. I said, how can I serve in the community? Do you know anyone? And they said there was a tornado that hit here.
While the signs of destruction are strewn across this yard, symbols of hope and resilience are among the rubble for this family.
And definitely a story with a happy ending there. It's comforting to know that this community is rallying behind this family who has already lost so much.
A 7-year-old is making the most of his situation and making sure he thanks his team of dedicated doctors and nurses too. How he's doing it, coming up.
First Alert Radar, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
A 7-year-old with cerebral palsy in Charleston using his talent to give back to the doctors and to the nurses who help care for him.
Molly McBride introduces us to James Ace Williams and his love for cooking thanks to a popular TV star.
I have that when he's
7-year-old Ace sits on the couch watching Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, he watched a lot of cooking shows, and one day I was in the kitchen. He came to me and said, can I help?
Since then, Ace has spent hours and hours in the kitchen, cooking anything from lasagna to cupcakes, and dropping them off to his care team at MUSC.
They say, oh my gosh.
Ace was in a wheelchair for 5 years, and recently, through his determination, has learned how to walk. His grandmother says it's that same determination that drives his passion and skill for cooking.
Little kids like him, you know, they're going to get opportunity to do things like this, and I'm going to push him.
She says he can't play outside with all the other kids because of his cerebral palsy, but cooking brings him joy.
When he's cooking, he's happy. He talks about his big dream kitchen.
Ace says one day he wants a big kitchen to fit all of his cooking supplies.
All I need is one of, because every corner would have a drawer.
He has big plans in the more immediate future, too. Already planning a chocolate cake for his mom's birthday and a peach cobbler for his sister's. But when it comes to his own birthday,
when it's my birthday, I'm not cooking.
And no one should have to cook on their own birthday.
No, I can relate to that.
That's pretty awesome, though. He's probably a better cook than most of us. Let's be honest.
I mean,
I don't know about me. I'm not that good.
I'm actually not that good either. Just
he's definitely kicking our butts then.
Yeah, just ask my kid. But watching Gordon Ramsay, I mean that's a good way to heal.
And giving back to his care team too. It's
Love
pretty
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Riley.
All right, guys, it's Tuesday, so we got our latest winner for our Plunkett Heating and Air Sunshade giveaway. Congratulations to Phyllis Dixon from Hephzibah, Georgia. To get your own sunshade, just go down to wrdw.com, click on contest, and you can enter your email right there. Now look at that 7-day forecast coming up just after a quick break.
Make this the summer event.
New Jeep Compass, $399 a month lease in Waynesboro.
Shop more Jeeps in minutes than anywhere else.
It's a short drive on Highway 25.
Shop GoodToGoWaynesboro.com to save time and money.
I'm Mike Hoff. Make this the summer event in Waynesboro.
Payments to fit your budget.
Up to $9,500 off new Gladiator Rubicons.
Big city selection with hometown prices.
Good to go. Waynesboro.com.
All right, tomorrow marks 1 year until the 2024 Paris Olympics. That's when they start. You're excited.
I am. Yeah, they begin. It'll run from July 26th through August the 11th. And the torch design was recently unveiled for the worldwide event. 2,000 of these torches will be made all from recycled steel.
That first torch will be lit in ancient Olympia, Greece. Then it will be carried by more than 10,000 torchbearers until the last of them lights the cauldron at the opening ceremony. And in 5 years, the 2028 Olympics will be held here in the U.S. in Los Angeles. Now, question, winter or summer Olympics?
Ooh.
I'm a big summer guy.
I like the summer ones, but I mean, I like the winter ones too. I'll watch curling, seriously, and I'll watch the marathon in the summer. Like, you name the most boring thing in either sport, I will watch them all.
Yeah, but
I love it.
Give me swimming and give me volleyball, and I'm there.
What about gymnastics?
Gymnastics is great too. I just love everything about the Summer Olympics. I think they have the better events. I just like watching them more. And then when you had Michael Phelps, you know, that's where I really got hooked on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Summer's better. I like it.
What about you, Riley?
I think it's tougher for people from the southeast to connect with the winter sports since we just don't really have a lot of contact with them. But I watch both of them. I enjoy the summer ones a little bit better, though. I think that's kind of more our genre for our region. Hey, we got a beautiful afternoon over our studios here, looking towards Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, everything looking good out there. Staying mostly dry today. Moving forward over the next couple of afternoons, not changing that up too much, but slightly better storm chances this weekend.
Okay, we got some new blood.